Good morning, this is Jim, 5714 Collector, bringing you another video. Today I'm going to show some recent pickups, also some eBay pickups, and some Nolan Ryan cards. I thought I would show something a little bit different this morning, and I hope everybody enjoys it. I hope everybody has a great Friday and a great weekend. And we're going to start off with a couple cards I just recently got from Scott from Reindeer Studios. And I just picked this up, the Willie Mays. Trying to make sure that doesn't have a lot of glare on it. So that is pretty cool. And this is card number 37. The great Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid. So just recently got that in the mail. We also got Jackie. Oh, that's a beautiful card right there. Again from Scott from Reindeer Studios. And this is card number 21. The great Jackie Robinson. And also Scott was doing one for cancer, Martin DeHigo. I hope I said that correctly. I picked that up. Like I said, this is going to cancer research. And I know he did one for Orlando, the big oil painting that was beautiful. That's a beautiful, beautiful painting. And we have Scott's autograph on the back. And I have another item from Scott that I picked up, but I will reveal that on Sunday on the 72 set show. I will do that when we get out the 72 set and work on, I'm doing about another 10 cards for that. I will reveal what I picked up from Scott. Also on eBay, I picked up a couple of Nolan Ryan All-Star cards. My buddy Russ from Collecting Nolan showed these recently, and I said, oh, I'll have to get those. I don't have either one of them. So he had the blue one and the red one. So I picked up both. So that's kind of cool. Show the back. And then we'll just show them together so everybody can see them. So those are beautiful. So very cool additions to the Nolan Ryan collection. So I'll put them in my album later on. And I thought this morning I would show something. I have not seen too many people show these on their eBay, on their shows in the morning or in the afternoon or anything like that. I've never seen anybody show the 99 Nolan Ryan reprint set. Once in a while you'll see a card or two, but very few people go through the whole set. So I'm going to go through it real quick. I don't want to take all day and take up a lot of your time. We have the 1968 top rookie stars, the Kuzman Ryan rookie. So this is that reprint and the back of that. So just so everybody sees what they look like. And they also do the number, everything's an exact reprint. So that's kind of cool. This is number 1 of 27 of these. So there's the rookie. And here's the 1969 reprint. That's a beautiful card. I could do these side by side with the originals. I don't know if I might show the originals all the way through toward the end of the year. Maybe we'll do something like that. But there's the back of the 69 card. These are pretty cool. I have these in my album and all that. Here's the 1970. And we'll show the back. These are really slick too. You can tell, really feel the difference in these cards. But that's card number 3 of 27. Here is the 71. And they're really bright, too. So you can tell they're relatively new cards, even though they're from 99. There's the back. That's pretty awesome. They're beautiful, though. Topps did a great job on these. Here's the 1972. My favorite set of all time. I don't know if I have doubles of this or not. I have to look in my other box over here, because I just keep the singles in one album. Then if I have doubles, they go into a box. There's the back. But they are good looking cards, though, no doubt about that. Here's the 73. No, but yeah, I might have to do that maybe toward the end of the year when we get toward Christmas or something like that. I might get these out and compare them, and we could do them side by side or something like that. So it would take longer, but it'd be fun to show both cards. But yeah, that 73 is a beautiful card too. Here's the 1974, which I think this picture was taken at Memorial Stadium. I believe it was. And there that is. And that's another one of my favorite Ryans. I love that follow through. Here's the back. So pretty awesome. Love these cards. Here's the 1975. And of course, in 75, they made the minis too. So if you're a Hall of Fame collector and all that, you have to buy the base card and the minis also. Now, there's the back of that one. So they're pretty cool, though. Got to give Topps credit. I think they were going to do another player that year, but they changed their mind since Ryan was going into the Hall of Fame and did Nolan Ryan instead. And if you buy the 99 Topps baseball card set, I think it's 462 cards in it. Nolan Ryan's on that box with Roger Clemens also. There's the 76. That's a classic pose. Everybody loves that card. That's pretty awesome. Now, the back of that card's a little darker. And then we come another one of the really sharp cards of Ryan's career, 1977. That's pretty awesome. That's a beauty. There's the back of that. Like I said, I've got all these base cards, and then some of them up until like 81, I have them. They're graded also. So here's the 78. I just recently showed this one. I picked it up in Chantilly. Graded it, well, with SGC, so that was pretty cool. And the back of that. Good looking cards, though. And here's the 79. That's pretty cool. Love that. Over the hand. That's pretty awesome. Good looking card. It is nice to be able to read the backs of these, though. I can almost read those without my magnifying glass, so pretty cool. Here's the 1980, the All-Star. So that's pretty awesome. And there's the back of that. But I thought it'd be fun to show these this morning, something a little bit different. And I don't think I've shown any of these cards at all. So here is the 81. And they also did these in the finest and also in refractors. I'll show one of the finest and one of the refractors at the end. But the great 81 set. That's a great portrait shot of Nolan. That's a beautiful card. The 1982, which is more of an action shot. I love those uniforms. Pretty wild, aren't they? They were way ahead of their time, the Astros were. There's the back of the 82. And the 82 design is really nice. It's pretty cool. I know everybody said it looks like hockey sticks. I remember that when they came out. Here's the 83. Nolan's getting ready to do some warm-ups. That's pretty cool. The picture in the picture. That's pretty awesome. There's the back of that. So, and as a Nolan Ryan collector, I had to at least get the complete set of the I'll call them the base reprints and all that. I thought they were pretty cool. Here's the 84. Again, the picture in the picture. And the back of that. Pretty sharp. Pretty sharp. And the 85 is another beautiful card. I love the follow through and all that. That's pretty awesome. So we'll show the 86 here with the black borders on the top. And that's another nice portrait shot there of Nolan. A lot of people love these cards. They love the 86s. There's the back of that. I think that's pretty awesome. Nolan had 27 cards with Topps, and it's like, you do a lot of serious collecting to keep up with Nolan and all that. Here's the 87. And then they do cards your mother threw out and stuff like that. And then so you get another one of these, and it's hard to keep them all together. There's the back. So, and a lot of people like the 88s, that 88 design. I think people have learned to love this design. When it first came out, people weren't real excited about it. But over the years, they've gotten more excitement about it and all that. And I like the name down here like that. I think that looks pretty cool. And the team name up at the top, it looks pretty sharp. There's the back of that. I think the 88 set was pretty nice. Here's the 89, another one that's got a great follow through. That's just awesome. That is pretty cool. Show the back of that. They did not reprint the traded card, but that's okay. They could have. They certainly could have done that if they wanted to, but There you go. And that's just a nice design. I like that one too. Here's the 90. Reminiscent of the 75, of course. What it reminds a lot of people of. Of course, Nolan was on card number 1, as well as he should have been, because he was 16-10 when he came back to the American League with the 1989 Rangers. 16-10. He finished 5th in the Cy Young voting, and he had a 3.20 ERA. Led the league in strikeouts. Just had a phenomenal year. Great year. Of course, he struck out Ricky Henderson for number 5,000 in August 22nd of 1989. So that was pretty cool. There's the 91 Topps. Beautiful card. That is just gorgeous. And this comes with can come with the glow backs also. And that's kind of cool. I've been going through some of my 91s and all that. And funny thing is, I got the whole set in a box that I've never opened, and then I have a unopened wax box that I've never opened. I need to open that up and go through those a little bit at a time and see if I got any glow backs in those boxes. That'd be kind of cool. So I need to look at that someday too, because I have a black light right here. I can go through that. Here's the 92. And this is pretty cool. Another great follow through. So that's pretty awesome. And this, of course, has the Topps on the back. You can see it. I'll call it a watermark is what it reminds me of. But that's kind of cool. So here's the 93. And this is pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. So what Topps did, Topps pretty slick. They did a 94, so you can get his whole career on the back of the card, which I think is awesome. So we'll show that in a minute. So that's pretty cool. So the 94 Topps has Nolan Ryan. Has got 27 years. And it's card number 34. What a way to celebrate Nolan's last card. I think that's kind of cool that they did that. They have the whole record on the back, so you can see it. All that red ink, I'll call it. Him tipping his cap. Card number 34. That's just a beautiful card. I'll show that front one more time just so everybody can see it. That's a beautiful card. Love it. So I'm going to just show one of each of these. So this is the Topps finest of the reprints. This is what it looks like. So it's a little bit different, of course, than the regular card. Doesn't really shimmer too much. And there's the back, just so everybody sees it. And over down on the side, it will take and say finest down here. So that's where it's at. So you will know. And then you have the refractor. And I think I only have one of these. But look at that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I know my buddy Brent Richards will love this card, because that thing is shiny. And that's a beautiful card. I need to find more of these. It's something I'll have to check on eBay. Here's the back, just so everybody sees the back of this card. But what a beautiful card. So, hope everybody enjoyed this video this morning. I thought it would be kind of fun to reminisce about Nolan, go through the cards and all that. I will put these back in my album and all that. And again, we'll show the great cards from Scott from Reindeer Studios, the 3 of those. There are those beauties right there. Love them. Thank you, Scott. They're awesome. And just real quick, we'll just show the backs real quick too. So there's the backs. One more time. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. When I do my video on Sunday for the 72 Topps set, I think it's part number 22, I think I'm coming up with. I think it's 22. I've got something over here I'm going to show everybody before we get started. All right, so I hope everybody has a great Friday and a great weekend, and I will see you on Sunday morning. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.